You don't need a bigger budget. You don't need a bigger content cream team. You don't need to hire crazy amounts of videography and content creation. You just need a better process and then add components into it. Now, while I mostly fish in the local service businesses, I have my fair share of e-commerce and businesses that create products, visual products, or a visual service. This might be, in this case, it is an art gallery that sells statues, custom statues, Ganeshas, sandstones, sculptures, all sorts of enlightened pieces of art, right? And another scenario is garage storage solutions. Another scenario is a ute service body, a truck service body, and a whole bunch of others. Now, I'm about to show a workflow that's empowering the art gallery to create meaningful stories, visuals, videos, voiceovers for each individual product at scale. Now, normally you'd have to hire videographers for the day, hire the lighting, the microphones and everything, shoot the content, the interviews, the scripting, and that can cost a lot. And I'm not saying that's completely not necessary. It definitely is. I spent most of my day yesterday on the other side of the city with my camera gear, with my microphones, shooting. But after the first shoot, after the first bulk media photos are created, the Shopify already has hundreds of products that we can utilize. You should be leveraging all of the latest and greatest AI workflows. And they don't even need to be the latest and greatest. 6 months ago, ChatGPT's second image generation 2.0 makes very high quality images. So yes, you should be loading that photo of the Ganesha statue into ChatGPT and placing it in people's homes where it fits best, where it should fit best. The vehicle manufacturer is placing that vehicle at the 12 Apostles, at Great Ocean Road, at Sydney Harbour Bridge. For a home removalist, we placed their removal truck in all major locations around Victoria, around Australia. We placed for a tree removalist, we've got a tree removal equipment in front of Black Rock, the watchtower. So anyone local can be like, oh yeah, that's our local watchtower. So I'm going to share my screen, and if you don't know what I do, my name's Eugene and I build and rank hundreds of websites. I run quite a lot of Facebook ads and Google ads. While I think the core of what I do is SEO, I want to get free traffic that we own and hog those placements. At the end of the day, I pull a lot of levers with Facebook ads and Google ads and ways to get leads quicker, whether it's e-commerce or whatnot. Now, in this case, I am empowering a lot of my smaller clients, smaller businesses to look big, right? Output media and videos at scale that have high-end quality. Like this footage is amazing. I'm going to show you as much as I possibly can. So let me move my big head over here. So I'm going to be showing you how I turned one product photo into a full content engine. Now, there's a lot of these, hundreds of these videos out there. And every time I watch one of those videos, a lot of the time they are just surface level. There's an affiliate to a certain product, a certain ARC ads, Higgs fields and things like that. And then 1 hour later, they're on the next thing. So a lot of the time, a lot of those YouTubers will make money of affiliate, of commissions, and that's their bread and butter. I don't do that. My channel isn't about that kind of stuff. I'm doing this for real clients. I'm implementing it for real clients, your local electrician, your local gallery, your online shop, the little guy. So I'm trying to extract as much value from the tools and the internal teams and the processes so we can look like a big brand. In this case, how I turned one product photo into a full content engine machine. So the shop front isn't a shop front anymore. So look, in this case, there is a gallery, but I want to empower them to use their TikTok, their Instagram, their Facebook as another shop front, because that's what it is. Every reel that goes out the door will be shown to at least 30, 100, 200 eyeballs. Now, from there, it just depends on your hook, the visual, if something hooks them in. And these are all tactics and strategies that can be used. But at the very least, you're going to get 30 to 40 to 50 to 100 to 200 people that will see it. And you just want to make sure they don't scroll past if you want to get more than that. So the idea is that we're using all of these workflows for any product-based business to use their social media as their shop front. So I've worked with this client for over 6 years, and we've rolled this out. So you still need photography, right? At the end of the day, but you no longer do you need to hire a production team to visit and shoot every single product like we used to. Anyone that works in e-commerce probably already has the product photography kits. They set up the product, they take the photos. Others keep hiring production teams to come out and do the photography. But these days, even just your phone will do a high enough quality with the right lighting. So what I've got here is one writer, one photographer, hundreds of products and hands full. The rest sat there bare. Now, we have hundreds of products on the Shopify website. We already have lots of images there, lots of descriptions there, and it's just being wasted. So I'm making use of the catalog of the hundreds, if not thousands of products. We're choosing our flagship products and we're making stories out of them. And so the goal is to build a content pipeline, not a content team, and empower one team member to be able to handle this whole process. Instead of writing every product story by hand, I built a repeatable AI workflow, feed in a product, get full content package out every single time. So my goal is for every product to have a background story. Now, for a vehicle ute service body or a garage makeover, there's definitely a background story. In this case, it is like a sandstone Ganesha statue. And because we already have so much brand content out there, so much about that item, the artist, where it was made, how it was transported, where it best fits. We also have a deep document about us, which is like 50 pages, about the tone and about the ICP, ideal client persona. With those 4 documents, we now can make very meaningful and unique content about the story. Product page in, background copy out. So essentially, I've created a custom GPT or a skill that will visit the product that I will feed it. I've used the firecrawl.dev MCP connection. If you don't know what that is, check it out. If you don't want to use an MCP connection, just visit that Shopify page or that product page, press Control A, just copy everything on that page, paste it in. It'll look ugly, but AI will figure it out and it'll clean it up. Now, the second part of the process is we now have a story about this. We now have additional hooks. We now have the background of the product. We now have 5 to 10 AI prompts that will place that particular product in the most common, the best locations of your home or office, relevant to our ideal client persona, right? Who would benefit mostly from this statue? Where should it fit? Should it be in an office? Should it be in a yoga studio, etc.? So that's documented in the ideal client persona, which is one of the fundamental documents for every client, every website. Then we use the AI prompts to then place that product. And we're back to ChatGPT's image 2, Nano Banana. There's so many AI image makers out there. I'm using all of them. I'm fiddling with all of them. They're all more or less the same, depending on where we're going with. And the third one is motion. So from that image, we can now create a realistic little bit of movement. We can script a bit of a video. And this is where something like Higgsfield comes into play. Or you could just go directly to whatever that model is, the Google Geminis and things like that. I'm not here to say one is better than the other. It's just the general. I've used 3 of them today and the results are pretty good. So they're all much of a muchness. So we feed the product It gives us the background story, gives us the caption, gives us the AI prompts, gives us the video AI prompts. Then we feed the image into something like a ChatGPT. We create images, high quality images. We then feed those into this and we make high quality motion, vertical, horizontal, square, whatever you want. And then on top of that, because we've got the founding story, we can now do a voiceover with a hook. Ever wondered where you should place it? Where can you get more energy from a Ganesha statue or some kind of other hook that you could create with this skill? So once this skill is set up that pumps this out, it's then replicated across these workflows. And so within 10 minutes or less, we have a workflow that produces some good quality stuff. Now, what I'll do is I will see if I can show you. Now, here is after I've already created my skill, I've fed it the URL of the product and it's created the product at a glance. Okay. Excuse me. It's created the product at a glance, subject, dimensions. It's grabbed facts from that product. It's then created the background story in a particular way that uses our writing tone. This is an interesting meeting of material and meaning in this small Ganesha by such and such. Then it's created a section on meaning and symbolism, right? Best placements in the home, a sturdy home or office, an entry console, a meditation or contemplative space, right? A living room shelf. So it gives us 5 places to place it. Avoid, reconsider, the energy and the atmosphere, styling and care notes. Now here it's gone voiceover scripts. It's created the voiceover script that we should be using. Now it's created the social media post that we should be using. And it's created the 5 AI image prompts. It's telling us what kind of images we should be making, right? It's also created, I went one step further and I said, hey, make AI video prompts, and it went ahead and did that. So based on the AI image prompts, it went ahead and created the video prompts. Now, this is what I did. I literally loaded the photos of the product that they've taken with a phone, and I loaded the first prompt that was created in the previous chat, and it created this. How good is that? Now, I have been using Photoshop since prehistoric kindergarten. I think I was already photoshopping questionable items on people's faces back in 2001, 2, and 3. That's pretty good. We've tipped over. I think in the last few models, it's now very difficult to call this AI. With the right prompts, I have fed my AI image maker the kind of lighting, the kind of cameras, the kind of lenses, the kind of post-production that I want for things to look like this. This looks like it could be a Bayside home, right? Now, I went one step further and I went to realestate.com for shits and giggles, and I downloaded a random house in Brighton. I grabbed a photo and I said, hey, place this sculpture into this photo, and it did that. There it is. Now, imagine what's now possible for the business owner or for the social media manager that was previously desperate for content. What should we post? We gotta film it, we gotta edit it. But we're just working with the Shopify WooCommerce final product URL. We've spent so much time creating the unique description, so much time creating the story behind the product. We're now able to amplify that further. So we now have images. Great. What next? So if you remember, story, placement, motion, voice. Then comes, it's up here. It was up here somewhere. Now, I use a whole bunch of AI video creators. I'm constantly jumping between the two. This one I just use wherever I had credits. I went to 11 Labs and I grabbed one of the video prompts. I jumped to this one over here, home office, slow lateral slide, displaying the Ganesha on floating American oak shelf in refined Melbourne home office. Here we go. Look, this is only 4 seconds. I chose the cheapest model that barely consumed any credits. Now, this can get costly if you choose a higher model, if you want more from it, if you prompt additional scenes. But really, you could cycle 5 or 10 of these. That's 40 seconds. That means now we need to make an AI script. So I went back to this ChatGPT conversation. I grabbed the script. I think I like some of the voices there, but I also have 11 labs, right? So let's check it out. I don't know if this is gonna...
Where should you place Ganesha in your home, and why does it matter? There is an interesting meeting of material and meaning in this small Ganesha by Rajasthan artist Ram Kumar. At only 16 centimeters high,
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, there's a whole bunch of voices in 11 labs. I probably should have spent more time looking for one. This is very average. I don't like this one, but here it is.
Where should you place Ganesha in your home?
Ganesha.
And why does it matter? There is an interesting meeting of material and meaning in this small Ganesha.
So, yeah, it'll say things that you might... It still requires policing, right? But after you do this 10 or 11 times, you can probably build an automated workflow with a bunch of MCPs. I'm just showing that it's not that hard to do some basic generation without overcomplicating it. So once again, we feed the product. The custom GPT reads the product page, combines it with 3 background documents: brand, tone, voice, guide. It's the full background story and its ideal customer profiles. What comes out? The product summary, meaning and symbolism, styling, care notes, social captions, background story, placement in the home, voiceover script. Now, this is obviously custom to the gallery, but the same thing I've set up for a manufacturer of truck service bodies, for a garage fit out company. A lot of it is placing like a very Anglo-Saxon, Australian family standing. First of all, they're frustrated that their toys are everywhere in the garage. And then we're actually using real photos of the final product, which is not fake, not AI. So we're genuinely demonstrating the final product. There's no fakeness there. Just like we're demonstrating the genuine product that's being sold. So there's nothing that we're misleading. The only thing that we didn't take really photos of is the moment where the whole family's frustrated with the garage having no space, for example. Or I probably wouldn't generate this, but the frustration that the tradie has that their trade service body is breaking or malfunctioning. But you probably could do that. We could load like a Toyota Hilux and he's pulling his hair out. At the end of the day, the final product is real. The final product is accurate. So we're not misleading anything there. We're just magnifying the reach. So show it in a real home, show it in a real construction site, show it the real garage, right? Bring the image to life with video, give it a voice, one product in, a full content package out. So it's not about replacing the photographer. The photographer is still very much needed. A lot of my mates are photographers, and I'm basically either I'm going out and doing the shoot or I'm doing the video. We need that foundational shoot. Everything is to do with budgets, cost allocations. A lot of the stuff that I do for free, the client just simply would not have gone ahead and done it. They wouldn't have hired the photographer or a videographer. And that means my SEO campaign would suffer. So a lot of the time I grab the SLR camera, I get the drones. Yesterday I had the teleprompter, which was sick. If you record anything, get a teleprompter. It's a headache, but it's worth it. I shoot the content. So you still need a photographer, you still need high quality photos. But once you have those high quality photos, you can now create unlimited variations, especially if you have real unique products with their unique stories. If this is helpful, message me. I'll send you the skill or the prompts that I use, whatever my latest ones at the time. But I hope this has been helpful. The products are simple. ChatGPT, which you're probably already paying for. 11 Labs for the voiceovers, which you probably already know. It's quite reasonably priced. Artlist I use because I do a lot of drone stuff, so I just enjoy the music there. But even then, I've started making a lot of music as well with Suno. Hopefully this has been helpful. Takeaway for other businesses: if your shopfront is now a screen, your content has to work like one as well. So we're missing opportunities of just genuine exposure, even just the tiniest bit. Add a $50 boost and more people will see it. That's where the Facebook ads, the meta ads, the boosts come into play to get your product outside more. So you don't need to hire a bigger team. Fix the process before you give that process to someone. Now that someone could be overseas. A big chunk of this whole process can be, in fact, this whole process can be done easily by someone offshore. Hopefully this helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.